I'm your rich uncle. I want to see my family win. Follow my advice, and you'll be the rich uncle in your family.
Most people assume that financial success is only limited by effort, discipline, and opportunity. The common belief is simple: work harder, earn more, and eventually wealth will follow. However, many individuals discover that no matter how much they improve their skills, increase their income, or try to save, they seem to hit a point where financial progress slows down, or even stops entirely. This invisible barrier is often referred to as the wealth ceiling you don't know you have. It is not a literal ceiling, but rather a combination of behavioral patterns, structural limitations, and psychological barriers that quietly restrict financial growth without most people realizing it. Today we will talk about the wealth ceiling you don't know you have. So, before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. The wealth ceiling begins with lifestyle inflation, one of the most powerful and underestimated forces in personal finance. As income increases, expenses tend to rise in parallel. A higher salary leads to better housing, upgraded transportation, more frequent dining out, and increased discretionary spending. These improvements feel natural and even deserved, but they gradually absorb every financial gain. Instead of accumulating wealth, individuals often find themselves maintaining the same savings rate regardless of income increases. This creates the illusion of progress without actual financial advancement. Another major component of the wealth ceiling is psychological adaptation. Humans are wired to quickly adjust to new income levels and lifestyle improvements. What once felt like luxury becomes the new normal. This phenomenon, known as hedonic adaptation, makes it difficult to sustain financial discipline over time. As people become accustomed to their improved lifestyle, they lose motivation to save aggressively or invest excess income, reinforcing a cycle of stagnation. Social pressure also plays a significant role in creating this invisible ceiling. People tend to compare themselves to their peers, friends, and colleagues. When surrounded by individuals with similar or higher spending habits, it becomes difficult to maintain financial discipline. Social expectations around housing, clothing, travel, and entertainment can subtly influence spending behavior, pushing individuals to spend more than they originally intended. Over time, this pressure can erode savings potential and reinforce financial limitations. Taxes represent another structural barrier within the wealth ceiling. As income increases, individuals often move into higher tax brackets, which reduces the net benefit of earning more. Without strategic tax planning, a significant portion of additional income is lost. This creates a situation where earning more does not necessarily translate into meaningful wealth accumulation. In some cases, the marginal benefit of higher income becomes so small that financial progress feels stagnant despite increased effort. Debt is another invisible factor that contributes to the wealth ceiling. Higher income often leads to greater access to credit, which can encourage larger financial commitments. Mortgages, car loans, credit cards, and personal loans can all expand in proportion to income. While debt can be a useful financial tool, excessive reliance on it reduces flexibility and increases long-term obligations. As debt payments grow, they consume a larger portion of income, leaving less room for savings and investments. Fixed expenses also play a critical role. As individuals upgrade their lifestyle, they often lock themselves into recurring costs that are difficult to reduce. Housing payments, insurance, subscriptions, utilities, and other monthly obligations create a financial baseline that must be maintained regardless of income fluctuations. This rigid structure makes it difficult to redirect money toward wealth-building activities, effectively reinforcing the ceiling. A lack of financial strategy further strengthens this invisible barrier. Many individuals do not operate with a clear financial plan. Without defined goals, budgets, or investment strategies, income tends to be consumed by daily expenses rather than directed toward long-term growth. In the absence of intentional planning, money flows naturally toward consumption instead of accumulation. Another overlooked aspect is opportunity inequality. Not all income increases are created equal. Some jobs offer high salaries but limited upward mobility, while others provide pathways to equity, ownership, or passive income. Individuals who rely solely on earned income may eventually hit a plateau, where additional effort produces diminishing returns. Without access to investment opportunities or scalable income sources, financial growth becomes inherently limited. The wealth ceiling is also reinforced by time constraints. As income increases, responsibilities often increase as well. Higher-paying jobs may demand longer hours, greater stress, and reduced flexibility. This leaves less time to focus on side projects, investments, or financial education. Ironically, earning more money can sometimes reduce the time available to build wealth, reinforcing dependency on active income. Inflation adds another layer of complexity. As the cost of living rises, increased income is often absorbed by higher prices rather than translating into real financial progress. Housing, healthcare, education, and basic goods all become more expensive over time. Without investments that outpace inflation, real wealth stagnates even when nominal income increases. Behavioral biases also contribute significantly to the wealth ceiling. People are naturally inclined toward short-term gratification rather than long-term planning. This leads to spending decisions that prioritize immediate comfort over future security. Even when individuals understand the importance of saving, emotional decision-making often overrides rational financial planning. Another subtle but powerful factor is financial normalization. Over time, individuals adjust their expectations based on their current financial situation. This normalization makes it difficult to recognize inefficiencies or opportunities for improvement. As a result, people may believe they are making optimal financial decisions when, in reality, they are simply maintaining a stable but limited financial state. Breaking through the wealth ceiling requires a deliberate shift in mindset. The first step is recognizing that income alone does not determine wealth. True financial growth depends on how effectively money is managed, invested, and multiplied. This requires moving beyond earned income and focusing on asset-building strategies. Investing plays a central role in overcoming this ceiling. Unlike earned income, investments have the potential to generate passive returns and compound over time. Stocks, real estate, and business ownership can create financial growth that is not directly tied to personal labor. By shifting focus from working for money to making money work, individuals can begin to break through financial limitations. Another important strategy is controlling lifestyle inflation. Instead of allowing expenses to rise in proportion to income, individuals can intentionally maintain a stable lifestyle while increasing savings and investments. This creates a widening gap between income and expenses, which can be directed toward wealth-building activities. Financial education is also essential. Understanding concepts such as compounding, asset allocation, risk management, and tax efficiency enables better decision-making. Without this knowledge, individuals are more likely to fall into common financial traps that reinforce the wealth ceiling. Developing multiple income streams can further help overcome financial limitations. Relying solely on a single source of income creates vulnerability and restricts growth potential.
All right, my future millionaires. That's a wrap for today. If you got some value from this, don't just sit on it. Hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more money-making secrets. Turn on those notifications because wealth waits for no one. Stay smart. Stay hungry. And I'll see you in the next one. Let's get rich.